Good morning. Happy Saturday morning, everyone. All right, just wanted to jump in. I'm going to actually rehash something that I did talk about, but it was a fair few lives ago. And I want to bring it back up because of a conversation that I'm having with an amazing lady in a different Facebook group today. And I also want to bring it up because I want to add a little bit more to the story. So, this today is quite business related, okay? So I was having this amazing conversation with this beautiful lady that's starting out in business, and she's really struggling to put herself out there. There's lots of fear coming up around putting yourself out there. And I would love you to just drop me an emoji or a yes below if you felt that either in the early stages of your business, or maybe you still feel it now. Maybe it's still something that you're struggling with. Maybe it's something that pops up every time you put out a new offer, or every time you raise your prices, or every time you decide to do something slightly differently. So, because I think this is something that we all go through, right? So it's this like, oh, I want to show up, but like, what do I say? What content do I put out there? How do I show up? What's my brand voice? Like, what am I even doing? Okay. And it can really start to play into this story of who am I to be doing this? Do I know enough? I don't know enough. Maybe I should learn more. This really, it's like a spiral, right? Where we can really get into this place where we connect our self-worth to our business. And I know a lot of business owners and a lot of clients that I work with, there is some connection between their self-worth and their business. And the reason that I'm so familiar with this is because there's a connection between my self-worth and my business. And it is something that I have been unraveling constantly, daily, doing the work for the last few months. Because when your self-worth is caught up in your business, you are going to trip yourself up. Because when you think that something has failed in your business, careful with the word failed, but failed in your business, you think it says something about you. And it doesn't say anything about you. It says a bit about your business, but really what it is an opportunity to learn a lesson about what does and doesn't work for you and your business. And I don't know about you, but we have to learn those lessons. Nobody is going to string together 1,000 wins in a row to $1 million in 5 seconds. Okay. Anyone, and like I can see that Nat Stewart is watching, and she would attest to this. Like, you have to test, you have to try, you have to pivot, you have to do things, you have to have things that don't work, you have to have things that work even though you thought they weren't going to work, to learn all of those lessons, right? So when you stop yourself in your tracks before you even have the opportunity to learn those lessons, your growth is going to be small, if not non-existent. So I want you to do 2 things right now if you are in this position, okay? If your self-worth is a bit connected to your business, if you're worried about failing, if you're worried that things aren't going to go the way that you want them to go, you're worried about putting yourself out there, I want you to do 2 things, okay? I want you to pull out a piece of paper. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to write down what is the absolute worst possible thing that could happen if you did X. Say, for example, it's really just consistently show up on social media. What is the worst thing that could happen? Okay. Now, most of the time, and I literally, was talking about this in a Kickstart Your Content coaching call yesterday. Like, we literally had this conversation. It's amazing how often this conversation comes up. So, what's the worst thing that could happen, right? Let's talk about an example, and this came up in the call yesterday. You put content out there, you ask people questions, and nobody answers. Okay? Nobody answers. It's not that nobody answers that's the problem. It's when you make meaning out of the fact that nobody answered, right? I asked a question in this group 3 days ago. Nobody answered. I bumped the question. Nobody answered. I bumped the question again. 1 person answered. Now, let's be honest, I thought that people were going to jump all over that question, and they have jumped all over that question on Instagram, but not here in the group. So it doesn't mean that nobody likes me and no one's going to buy my stuff and I should close my Facebook group. Okay? Let's not make it mean that. Really, what it means is maybe I asked the question at the wrong time. Maybe I worded the question the wrong way. Maybe the answer to that question is not that important to people. Maybe everyone was just busy that day and they just didn't answer. But it didn't stop me from putting that question on Instagram and getting heaps of amazing answers. So let's be careful about the meaning that we make. So write down, what is the worst possible thing that could happen? Okay? What is the worst possible thing that could happen? I guarantee you're not going to die. Okay? And I'm not trying to trivialize it. I'm saying literally I can guarantee you're not going to die. So get down on paper what's the worst thing that could happen, right? And then underneath that, okay, I want you to take a minute, shut your eyes, and I want you to really think hard about like, why are you even in business? What made you start in business? Who are you doing this business for? Is it for yourself? Is it for your family? Is it to make an impact on a global scale? Lean into that feeling of why you are in business, what you want to get out of business. And then open your eyes and write it down. Write down all of the reasons why you are in business. What does it mean for you? What does it mean for your family? What does it mean for your community, your country, the globe? Go as big as you want to go, okay? Why are you in business and what does it mean? What does it mean to you, to your family, to everyone else? Hopefully what's going to happen is that's going to be pretty strong, the reason why you're in business. And it's going to be way stronger than the possibility that you might put out one question and nobody answers. So I needed to come in and share that with you guys because there are so many amazing women out there that have amazing reasons for starting businesses, but they don't get the traction that they want to get because they get in their own way. Okay? I know that there are so many ladies in this group that can attest to that. They get in their own way. They get all up in the stories of their business being connected to their self-worth. They get all up in their stories of nobody's going to want to buy my stuff. Nobody wants to read my content. And nobody reads their content because they're not putting out any content. Okay? The story stops them from being able to take action. Okay? The story stops them. And the world misses out on these amazing, incredible ladies that have so much value to give. I do not want you to be one of those amazing ladies with all of this value to give that literally cannot get out there because you're in your own way. So the final thing that I want to say, now that you've written down the worst thing that can happen, now that you've leaned into the feeling of why you're in business and gotten that down on paper, I want you to take action. I want you to go and put out some content. And if you know that there's still something stopping you from being able to do that, then we need to chat, lady. Okay? We need to chat because I have tips and tools and resources for the mindset side of that and also for the strategy side of that. And I am so over seeing beautiful women with big whys and amazing business ideas not getting the impact and income that they want because they're in their own way. All right. That's enough ranting from me. Thank you to you guys that have been on and been watching. If you watch later, let me know, replay down below. Reach out if you're in your own way, okay? And let me at least give you some small tip right now that can help you to move forward. Because I want you to have the income and I want you to have the impact. I want you to get out there. I want you to achieve your dreams. I want you to show your children that they can achieve theirs. All right. That's it for my Saturday morning rant. Time for me to go and have breakfast. I will chat to you guys again soon. All right. Have a great day.